What is up, beautiful people of the internet? It's your boy Tom G, and we're back again for another custom video. I'm really excited. I'm genuinely excited. I'm wearing a shirt today. You know, this is the one reason I get to dress up some kind of way and not go around in tracksuit bottoms all the time. Today we're going to be doing these customs a little bit different. Well, not necessarily different, but you guys have constantly been asking me over the last few weeks about how I make my shoes, because I just so happen to have a bit of a project at the moment, which, by the way, I am making a pair of shoes for a rapper's daughter. There is a guy in the UK called Phaser. If you haven't listened to some of his stuff, I will leave a link down below, and I'm making a Mario theme to the shoes. A lot of people like Mario. I like Mario. If you don't like Mario, you're on the wrong channel. I'm going to hopefully show you guys the products that I use, and as usual we're going to obviously time-lapse things to make it a little bit shorter. So first things first, before we get started, we're going to go wash these, because especially during times like this, it's extremely important. Okay, so step one, and probably the most important step, believe it or not, in the whole process, is applying acetone to the shoe. What this does is it removes the stock coat on the shoe, and it allows that to break down so that you can apply fresh new leather paint to it for your project. So you can either use Angela's Leather Prepare and Deglazer. They sell it on their site. I use that in the beginning, but what I use now is nail polish remover. Make sure that you're getting full coverage on the shoe and you're getting into every crack and you're covering every area that you're going to apply paint to. And after that, simply heat set it. Make sure that you've set it and it is, you know, cemented onto the shoe before you apply any paint. This is most important because, you know, if you're not preparing your shoe properly and you're going to put the paint on, you're going to walk out on them and they're going to crack in certain areas and you're just not going to be happy with how it turned out. Okay, now that we have the shoes prepped up, we're going to be painting. So I use Angela's brand acrylic leather paint. I've used this since the beginning and it's never let me down. I'll leave a link below this video to their website where you can pick up your own paint. So the important thing to remember with this is it's light, even brush strokes. You don't want to apply too much paint to the end of the paintbrush, or else it's going to look really thick as you're pulling it through, and that's not what you want. So you want to barely dip your paintbrush into it and apply 1 to 2, maybe even 3 if you need it, of light coats. Also, I will point out that depending on the paint, sometimes you do need to go 3 to 4 coats, but typically most paints I've only ever had to do 1 to 2 coats on them. So I'm going to show you guys now. We're going to use a angular brush to go through it, and if we need to add any more detail, I'm going to use a smaller, more fine detail brush. We're going to be painting the rest of the panels on the shoe. I'm just going to be using different tones of gift box blue and different tones of hot pink, but we're going to be applying duller to it. Now I'm going to show you very simply that it's basically 1 to 2 small drops in whatever kind of mixing jar that you have. It's 5 to 8%, so you have to make sure you add a very small amount. You will see that it's basically more matte. It dries a lot quicker too. If you add too much, you're going to get this kind of crappy, hazy kind of look from it. It kind of comes through with these milky particles, so trust me when I say less is more. Okay, it's number 1 done and number 2 done. So far, we've gone through color blocking the shoes, so if you're applying light coats and you're letting it dry in between, it's probably going to turn out something like this. It looks pretty store-bought to me. You know, if I saw this in the shop, I wouldn't really kind of know any different. But for most of you who don't know, we're doing it Princess Peach and we're doing it Rosalina. I've kind of done them from head to toe. So this is going to be the main color scheme. Now probably what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of Mario related doodles onto each of these shoes. So a lot of people will use different things. If you feel comfortable using pencil because you can erase it, feel free to use that. Personally today I'm going to be using one of Posca's markers. We're going to be using the black marker. I find that it's easier to get a nice heavy outline so that you know where you're following, And it also teaches you a little bit of discipline in terms of, you know, how slow you have to do things, because most of you are going to be doing this freehand. If there's logos or certain things that you're going to need done specifically, I would highly advise you to print out a picture you find online, or even actually get a stencil. Like if it's a Supreme or Louis Vuitton kind of logo, you're going to want to get an actual stencil of that. You got to make sure you're doing this very, very carefully. And you're kind of just doing it by eye, so you know, don't expect it to always turn out perfect. If you need to work around it, even if you're using a pencil or a marker, once you add the paint on, if you need to reshape it or if you need to go back over anything, don't worry, you can overlap with the paint once it dries. You can spread it out further with the paint if the marker didn't cover it, so don't panic too much if these don't work. This is probably the most time consuming I find out of all of them, like doing the highlights or doing the cartoons. Okay, and the final thing, and probably just most as important as the beginning, is the ending, and that is the finishers. Now we're going to be applying an acrylic finisher and a high gloss finisher to certain areas to make maybe the tick pop out a little bit with the high gloss, and make everything else kind of a bit more shiny with the acrylic. It kind of just seals in the paint at the end. Now you got to remember, these are very, very water based. So again, with the expression less is more is what you're going to apply here. That's it, guys. Is it a new day? Yes, it is. Am I wearing new clothes? Absolutely. Is my face burned because I'm a pasty white Irish boy and the sun hates me? Absolutely. Very, very simple video. You follow these steps and you'll be on your way to making your own custom shoes in no time. It's going to take you maybe 1 or 2, maybe even 3 different shoes before you get one that you're extremely happy with. Anything that is necessary will be left in the link below. I will be leaving a link where you can pick up your own paints and get started yourself. But as for the shoes, guys, that's up to you. That's it for today. Give it a like if you found it was nice and simple and you want to see more content like this. Give it a dislike if it didn't help. I mean, I'll only cry myself to sleep, but I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. And Phaser, if you're watching this, or if your daughter's watching this, I hope you guys enjoy the shoes. And hey, you know, if you need another pair, you know who to call. Stay hygienic, stay happy, smash that like button or smash the dislike button, comment, and of course, I don't have an outro. All I'm going to say is I love you guys. That's pretty much it. Yeah, you know, had to just take it from something normal and make it really, really weird really quickly.